So, not so recently, like years ago actually, Cash App added a feature where you can invest in stocks or crypto, specifically Bitcoin, using their platform. Why should you invest using Cash App? That's a great question. My best educated guess is that young people, specifically college-like students or someone around that age, already had Cash App to split the cost of a burrito. So the people over at Cash App, rest in peace to their CEO, were like, hey, we could make money if we add the ability to buy stocks using our platform. And then the board was like, wow, genius. And now we have another investing app. So all jokes aside, if you're not aware what Cash App is basically another version of Venmo. You have the ability to send and receive money quickly, which is pretty much the main point of the app. And then you also have the ability to deposit money and have the app act like a bank account, all of which are features that I personally do not do. In fact, the only reason that I downloaded this app in the first place is to receive money from someone when they bought an item from me from Facebook Marketplace because they didn't have Venmo or PayPal. And no, long story short, I did not scam them. Don't even get me started on scamming. I made videos about that in the past. So what is going on, everyone? This is Riley with the Riley Reformed channel, and in this video and in my other video that I'll be releasing very soon, if not at the same time as this one, I'm going to walk through the stock buying process on Cash App. This is specifically on an iPhone, but I assume the process is very similar on a different device like an Android. So you're probably tired of waiting, so I'm going to jump to my phone and show you how to invest using the app. Okay, so I'm going to open up Cash App on my phone, which I've done. You'll see the design language is similar to kind of every single app in existence. There's 5 tabs at the bottom. There's home, there's a card, their cash card, which they want to make more money off of you. There's like a send and receive button, there is search, and there is also a history or activity tab. So our focus is going to be primarily on the very first tab, which is the home tab. So I'm going to click the home tab, and I already have everything set up. So this is assuming you already have your bank account information stored in the app to be able to buy stocks or crypto. So this is showing you how to invest in stocks. So I'm going to click invest in stocks on the home page right there, as you can see. So after I click investing in stocks, it's going to show you different things. And again, the design language is very, very nice using this app. I believe these are all tabs at the top that I have followed. So these are stocks that I follow, even though it just assigns some as a default, but you can see there's different things like McDonald's and Nike and Coca-Cola and Walmart and Apple, Disney. I mean, things that are very recognizable. So yeah, you can click on these to go to the stock, but I am going to continue scrolling down. So there's a big button to buy stocks, and then it looks like there's a news tab. So this shows you the stock market is very news heavy. So like if a big story breaks out, the stock market might tank or might go up, depending on if the news is good or bad. These show you different things like that. You can see like Elon Musk, that might affect Tesla stock, for example. And then we keep scrolling, and then you can see following. So following a stock is as simple as searching for one, clicking it, and clicking follow or unfollow. So now Disney is unfollowed. I can click follow. So if you want to follow it, it just shows up on the first tab at the top here. Now these are the ones that I'm following. Like I said, I think it just assigned these by default. I don't even remember ever using this before. So there's most traded monthly, which I wouldn't look at too cautiously. Just because something is the most traded doesn't mean it's necessarily the greatest. It's probably bigger companies that have a lot of followers, like Tesla, for example, definitely does. Microsoft, just because these are huge corporations, right? Like Meta, which is Facebook, let's be real. Biggest daily movers. This is the page that I want to caution you the most on. Do not look at this too specifically. So a biggest daily mover is one that is a company that's gained or lost the most value today of any stock on the app. So not every stock I'm sure is on the app, but of the ones that are, this is who's gone up the most. So in one day, Carvana, for example, has gone up 26%, which is pretty remarkable when you do think about it. That doesn't make it good. So I'm gonna click it, and you can see in one day, Carvana is up 26%, but let's go to 1 year, it's down 70%. Yeah, it picked up a little. Maybe there was a good news story that came out about it, but just because it's gone up a lot in one day doesn't mean that makes it a good stock. So I don't really like this section. I would kind of ignore this section. So at the top, I'm going to click buy stocks. So I'm gonna click buy stocks, and then it groups stocks by category. Categories, like there's IPOs, which are initial public offerings. That's stocks that haven't really gone on the market yet, but will be soon. You could buy it before it officially goes live. There's banking and finance, business services, energy, ETFs, and you guys can read. Obviously, there's a lot of different categories. You can filter it at the top here to see different stock performance, for example. There's an advanced filter, dividend yielding, upcoming earnings report. I'm not really going to get into all of that stuff. Essentially, you want to pick a category. Highly recommend ETFs. If you don't know what an ETF is, an ETF trades like a stock, but it's not a singular stock. It's a basket of stocks. So you're investing in a basket of things. So if one thing in the basket fails, the entire thing doesn't come crumbling to the ground. They're very, very good to invest in. This is not investment advice. This is just showing you how to invest in the app, but I do recommend, and I will probably make a video at some point talking about ETFs. So a really good one, and one that I personally do invest in, not using this app, using Robinhood VOO, which trades the Vanguard S&P 500. So we're gonna click that, and you can see one day it's about 0.05%, which isn't quite as good as Carvana. Go to 1 year, it's actually up, which is good. And if you go to all time since its inception, in around 2010, we're up 347%, which is pretty good for something that you basically don't have to do anything for when you invest in it. So that's very, very good. And at the top here, which I already showed, you can hover over different time periods to see how the stock is doing over time. So we're going to go back to all. You can hold your finger on the line and it will make it more detailed. And then you can see the actual stock price as well as the percent over that time period that you selected. But we'll click buy. Now it wants me to buy these stocks. So this is 1, 10, 20, 50, or 100. These are all preset amounts. This is a one-time order. I can recommend definitely going into this and seeing more options. So you can click these 3 dots for more options, and then you can type in a certain amount. So let's say you don't want to do $1 or $10, you want to do $2, a very specific amount. You can put 2 in, and you see at the top there's change order type, and this gives you a few options. So the one that I did was a one-time purchase. So that's like you buy the $2 purchase once, then you're done. There's also daily, weekly, and every 2 weeks. Everybody knows what a recurring investment is, or recurring billing cycle. It's just like that. So but maybe you want to invest $10 because there's a $10 minimum for recurring purchase. Maybe you want to invest $10 every single day into VOO. You can do that. So you can click daily, and then we'll click done, for example. And it did say the minimum was $10, so I'll change this to 10, but then you click next, and then you see I have my debit card, my bank debit card in here, which is where that money would come from. Essentially, it would charge my debit card to the account. You'll see that comes from the debit card. It says your current share price, approximate shares. That varies because this is a recurring investment. You can see what you're buying, the frequency, when it buys it, which is about 8:30 a.m. Total purchase amount, it's $10. Fees are 0. Total cost is $10. Okay, that's great. And I'm not actually going to confirm this because I'm showing you how to use it. We're going to go back. So we're going to go to change order type again. There is a custom purchase order, which is a little bit different. So basically this essentially, it will purchase the stock when it reaches a certain price. So it could be greater or lower than the current stock price. Now the current share price is $379. Let's say if VOO gets up to, we'll do 400. Yeah, we'll say 400. That means the stock has been going up for a while and it's doing very, very good. Click set, and it's saying how much do you want to buy of this when the price gets to $400. Just like, oh, when the price gets to $400, I want to buy $20 of VOO. That's what it does. You could also do this when the stock lowers. So if the stock went to $350, maybe the stock is doing bad for whatever reason. I want to buy this stock when it gets to that amount. That's also something that you can do. And then you have to set an expiration period. So this is not something that you could set and forget about forever. The expiration period is 1 day, 1 week, 30 days, or 90 days. So we'll just click 1 day, which this won't go up to $400 in 1 day, so this will not happen. But then you'll be like, heads up, it just gives you a little bit of warning for what a custom purchase order is. So you just want to be mindful of that. Click OK. And then we're seeing that same basically purchase screen as before, and then you click confirm, and then it would buy it. So that is how you buy stocks using this app. That's also how you sell stocks. So selling, if I purchase this stock, which I'm not going to do, but if I did, there would be a button right next to buy that says sell, and essentially the purpose and the method of how to do it is the exact same. That's how you do it. Once you're actually on the stock page, there are a few more options. So there's gift, which you can give somebody like a friend or a family member actual stock if that's something that you want to do. So let's say you want to give somebody $20, you have to have their cash tag, which is like their Cash App username. You put who you want to give the money to, and then you click next, and you know, you get the idea. It's pretty simple. If you keep scrolling, you can see different things about the stock. So you'll see kind of what the stock is, where it's headquartered, the ticker symbol, the share price, market cap, all of that stuff. So we'll go to a different one. Everybody knows what Tesla is. So we're on Tesla, and now it will show you like news about Tesla, what Tesla is, its CEO, different things. And now I'll actually populate these like market cap and revenue pages. So if you're interested in any of that, and then you'll see how the company is doing as a whole. So their financials, there's also earnings. So you can see like their actual earnings are versus their expected. There's analyst opinions that tell you if you should buy or sell. I don't know how useful that would be to a lot of people. You should look at every stock on an individual basis yourself and kind of make your own decision what's best for you, not just looking at whatever this says. So that is how to buy and sell using Cash App. So now that I showed you how to invest using Cash App, would I recommend it? Well, if I haven't said already in this video, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I think this app is a little bit too limited on its features. For example, I couldn't even set up a monthly recurring investment if I wanted to, which I feel like is the most common type of recurring investment. You know, like you're used to investing into many things monthly, like Netflix or your internet or phone, whatever. All that stuff is always monthly. So maybe you'd want a monthly recurring investment. As of right now, they don't even have that option. This is not to say that this won't be updated over time. I'm almost positive that it will be, but I think the features are a little less compared to other types of investing apps. I do know though that this is not the point of why they added this feature. However, I mean, they added this because somebody that doesn't know that much about investing doesn't want to download another app. Okay, that kind of sounds like a lot of work. They want to use an app that they already have installed and set up on their phone. I think it took me an additional 10 minutes, probably not even, to get the investing portion of the app set up. But otherwise, you already have all the info in the app. You know, you already set up the app when you use it. So you just have to agree to a few more terms and conditions, which was very easy to do when nobody reads those things anyway. This app ultimately is for, I would say, the most basic investor, which is perfectly fine, but there are definitely other options which can satisfy that need a little better. Just don't make the mistake of investing in the biggest daily movers or something like that, thinking you'll become a millionaire, because trust me, you won't. So that is about it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please consider doing the follows down below. I have my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff down below. So if you're interested, you can please check me out there. I suck at using all of those apps, so I'm sorry, but for those of you that are interested, you can please also consider subscribing as well. I made this video in conjunction with my other video, which I will be showing you how to buy crypto in the Cash App. So if you could please check that out as well, I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of you watching. I hope your day is as pleasant as you are, and I hope to see you in the next video.